You know, when you do the research and think about all the ways that the American government uniquely has caused instability in South America, it all has to do with socialism versus capitalism, which is why the white man Karl Marx was kind of cooking. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm cooking this gumbo right now. You know what I mean? This is actually my first time ever making gumbo. And I'm kind of, you know, they kind of say like, you should never be experimenting on holidays because people might get there and be pissed off. Well, I'm here to tell you, though, this is my first time making gumbo. Shit was jumping. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see that towards the end of the video. My family members is trying out the gumbo. But, you know, listen, man, when I first started thinking very critically about capitalism is when I was a black debater. You feel me? Of course, black debater, I'm black. But when I was a debater talking about race and racism and white supremacy and how there would usually be some white hippie team from like Missouri or some random place in Texas or from the East Coast or West Coast tell me that the most important thing I have to focus on is capitalism and that every single one of my problems, the root of it is capitalism. Though they may have some merit in it, I was able to get more into like criticisms of how, you know, the proletariat and the proletariat and the bourgeoisie are both able to buy a slave. You know what I'm saying? I started getting into different ways of how we view labor and how we're able to value labor and how everybody's labor ain't valued the same. And how even when you want to look at, you know, America through a capitalist lens, all about, you know what I'm saying, money and all about class, that you will always can recognize the uniqueness of how black labor and white labor and other people's labor is situated on an unlevel playing field. Especially when you start thinking about the ways that, you know, a black person being able to work the same job as a white person with the same accolades, the same background may mean that they are paid lesser on the dollar than that person is, all based on how we literally value different folks, you know what I'm saying, labor. Just like, you know, y'all be not from New Orleans or not from the South and y'all be having soup and y'all call it gumbo and we be looking at y'all down South, especially folks in New Orleans like, you said that was what now? That's not no gumbo, baby. That's stew. That's some soup, you feel me? Or you ain't put no roux in that, which means it's stew or some soup, you feel me? But I digress. Ways, the end of the gumbo illustrates how class solidarity works because you have the multiplicity of different ingredients and substances that are able to contribute to an overall flavor. You know what I mean? And when you think about the ways that different socialist individuals and movements have been demonized in this country, I think that it all shows and points to there being people that always already want to push back against class solidarity.